Alright, what's popping, guys? Want to come in, just get a podcast episode busted out, and it's gonna be kind of a quick one just because basically I just have a lot going on today, and I need to head out soon. But I'm still making the time, I'm still coming in, I'm still doing the thing, so that's just what I almost wanted to come talk about today, is just the fact that sometimes time management is also like a very valuable skill, and it's something that I'm definitely trying to grow and work on and ensure that my time is spent in the most valuable way as possible. And I feel like that's something that I have learned is the people who I know are the most successful also control their time or think about time differently. And I feel like that's a very, very valuable thing. And it's a kind of a lesson that I have learned, and it kind of ties into what I was talking about with the hustle and the grind and all that stuff. Like, what can you do to set yourself apart so that you are more efficient with your time, or you spend your time doing more things that get you closer to a life where you're just ecstatic every day and you're happy and you want to wake up and you can't wait to get to work and you can't wait to come home, and you're not dragging your feet at the end of every day, and you don't have anything to give to the people who you live with or your partner or your kids or things like that. Like, how do you find and design a life and control and manage your time in a way that makes it so you can give the best version of yourself to everybody in your life. And it's something that I'm generally trying to work on at all points, is how do I make sure that I'm not so exhausted from working that I don't have time to have a good conversation with my partner or my friends or things like that. Like, I just feel like that's a life that I want to live and am designing for myself, but I have to do that by managing my time well. Like, for example, today I had to wake up early in time to make breakfast because I'm doing the carnivore diet right now. I actually have to cook, so I had to wake up, make time to cook breakfast, get ready, stretch out, roll out, and then I went and did a run with some friends, and we did a half marathon, and that took about 2 hours ish. But then after that half marathon, I literally had to run straight home because I had to jump on a Zoom meeting for something that I'm working on, or something that I'm like working on getting into. And then I had another Zoom call meeting that was about an hour and a half ish, like directly right after that. And then now I had to shower from running the half marathon. Now I have to bust out my podcast episode, and then I have to meet one of my team members at the office to go out and work for a few hours, just to like manage my time and really get through everything that I need to accomplish in the day. It feels like a lot, but at the end of the day, I know that I'm gonna, like, this is the days where I enjoy my life, because I'm busting out so many things at once. Like, it just feels like kind of what I was talking about, where like you leave it all out on the field, and you really give life your everything, and you don't question if you truly gave it your best. And I feel like today is going to be one of those days where I'm exhausted at the end of the day, but overall I'm happy with kind of how I managed my time and how I leveraged it. So I guess that's it. I just really wanted to come in and talk about like a little bit of a story behind what's on my mind today, because I've had to manage my time quite well, and I just feel like that also is a very good attribute or skill that will help other people in life. So that's just kind of what I wanted to come in and contribute. And I guess that's just kind of a real short episode, so let's kind of keep chatting. Or I feel it's weird saying chatting when I realize that I'm just talking to myself, but hopefully to you guys out there as well. I feel like when I was younger, I used to have pride in the fact of how long I could work. Like I would almost be, it was almost like a thing that I would share of like, oh, like I worked 18 hours a day. It was like something that I used to prove myself to others that I would work harder than them, or that I could work hard, and like I just, it felt like I was trying to prove something, and which, to myself and to others. But back then when I was younger, I felt like I was definitely just trying to prove to others that I was worthy of a promotion, and that if I grinded and put in the hours, it would happen, which it did. And like, granted, I think there's times in your life where that's kind of needed. Like, there are days where it's like, man, like, if I go home early, is this going to really impact the business in a negative way? And if you just decide to be like, yep, okay, it's going to definitely impact it in a negative way, clock out, go home. And there is someone who stays and grinds and makes it happen and takes on that responsibility. Like, in my mind, I feel like it's more intelligent for the business to promote the person who is going to go the extra mile. But with that being said, if they're going the extra mile just to milk the hours and just get paid and not being productive, that's where I feel like the gap is when time management comes in. And this is why I'm tying it all together, like, hopefully that makes sense. But time management comes from being productive and learning your most efficient ways of being productive through how you manage your time. So, for example, I used to have to write my schedule and get trucks unloaded and ensure that the team was rolling and make sure my leaders were doing like things that they also needed to do in the back end to make sure that they were set up successful for the week. And it's almost like you have your hands in like 12 different pots, and if you are just going like chaotically through it and you have no structure, it's going to be really hard. And this is coming from me, like, it is really hard to get to the end of the day and not be like having like 12 different projects that just aren't finished, and you're screwed, and then you have to stay longer just to get every half project that you started done. So then once I had probably solid couple months of like, man, I'm exhausted, I can't get anything done, everything is like half-assed, then I switched into like, all right, I do something until it's done. If I sat down and started writing the schedule, I don't get up, I don't go do anything else, I just finish the schedule. If I'm unloading the truck, I'm like, all right, I'm with you guys, I'm with this team until the truck is unloaded. If we're working the truck, if we're working on logistics and BRLA, backroom location accuracy, if you're focused on logistics or metrics, like, you hone in and you crack down on that metric until it's green. If I had order fulfillment and we had $25,000 worth of orders we had to get done, and it was kind of like an all hands on deck, I'm like, all right, everybody stop what you're doing, we're just going to get these orders done because these are guaranteed sales. And tomorrow we'll just come up with a strategy to get the rest of the workload that we're falling back behind on today, tomorrow, to get that all sorted. And it's like a strategic time management system that I finally developed after suffering through a lot of long days and everything like that. So I guess that's where I come from, sharing my stories about I want to be, now that I'm getting older, I don't want to be the type of person who has to work 18 hours a day to get the job done. I want to be able to manage my time and work efficiently and work smarter, not harder. But I know when hard work comes in and you just need straight brute force. So that's another way around it. But I guess that's just what I wanted to come contribute in this episode. So thanks for tuning in. I know it's kind of abrupt ending, but I got some things that got to get done and manage my time efficiently. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in to Contribution with Connor, and I hope you all are doing well and have a great day.